And that's our show.
That is our show.
Oh, and now you're shutting your mouth for the first time in fucking forever. And this is Gaytriarchs.
So, David, I'm commando right now.
What?
Do you have okay, that was a great reaction. So, I am
like
curious.
Your balls are hanging out?
This is completely unrelated to parenting, but it is like man stuff, all right? And maybe dad stuff. But so much of my Instagram feed is just overloaded with selling me pants that I have never bought before, ever. Mm-hmm. But I found a pair of bird dogs. You know about all of this. Yeah, bird dogs. And so I'm wearing bird dogs right now. And I don't understand if you're just supposed to go completely underwearless or not, because it has that, they have the liner, right? But I feel like that just feels unclean to me. Who sat around and thought, you know what we should do is have dudes go around commando, but fool them into thinking that they actually are wearing underwear. And
but then Gavin, how dirty are your balls if you're worried about like are you not scrubbing down there?
I am absolutely. But listen. I will say, okay, outing myself here. I'm not necessarily somebody who wears a pair of pants for one day and immediately throws them in the laundry. You know,
I don't think anybody does that. Yeah,
I wear jeans for 8 months before I actually wash them, right?
Yeah.
But that's because I'm wearing underwear. But then these pants, you have to theoretically you have to wash them every time because things happen, right?
Guys, this is the kind of hard-hitting news that we start every episode of Gaytriarchs off with. Is real hard-hitting, like underwear or not.
Wait, I didn't think we were recording.
The only reason I know what bird dogs is because they have me. My Instagram feed has a chokehold on me because all they're doing is showing me guys with thick legs and big asses, and they're only showing me that part of their body. There's literally, they're like, no need to see any other part of them. Who cares what they look like? But look at these massive thighs. That's how I know what bird dogs are.
But so anyway, I mean, I am such a jeans guy. But increasingly, I'm like, God, these are so uncomfortable. I mean, my kids won't wear jeans. They're like, because they're uncomfortable. And I am from the 1950s when James Dean, everybody wants to be James Dean, right? So I wear jeans and I'm like, God, these are uncomfortable. Why am I wearing jeans?
I mean, remember our parents used to wear like suits in the house. Like
yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like dad would sit by the old radio smoking his pipe in a fucking wool suit. Like comfort was not a part of it. But now it's all about athleisure, which I'm totally into.
Yeah. Right. I mean, and here I complain about the lack of formality in my kids and the lack of formality in society. And nobody's got no class, name it. And I lament it. And I feel like my kids dress like, just off the rack at Goodwill, and all the things at Goodwill they're finding is from hand-me-downs from Old Navy, which, let's face it, thank God they're not actually spending money on anything nice. But at the same time, why wear stuff that's uncomfortable? Why do we do that to ourselves? Is it just the church? Do you think it's the church just holding power over us?
No, Gavin, it's because you're about to be a half a century old.
Do we have to talk about this?
Let's talk about it because our listener needs to know how old you are. I mean, they can see it in your frown lines, but they can count the rings on your tree. But
I saw this on the outline and I didn't get a chance to say, must we? Must we?
Tomorrow,
Why?
Right? Tomorrow?
I mean, if this goes out as scheduled, if the world doesn't completely melt down, which is a very high probability that I will not see my 50th birthday because everything's just going to completely implode,
But if not, here's what we want our listener to do. Go to Gavin's personal page and wish him a happy 50th birthday by sending him a dick pic. And so I want every listener out there, whether or not you have a dick, send him a dick pic at Gavin Lodge on most things, because let's make this a birthday he'll always remember. And I would appreciate the same for my 46th next month. Let's try to get him 50 dick pics in his DMs. Do you think we could do that, everyone? Listen, this episode, we're going to ask a lot of you, listener, and the first thing I want is a dick pic from you into Gavin's DMs. And let's see if we can get to 50. And we will let you know next week if we got 50 dick pics. You're welcome.
Wow,
Happy birthday, Gavin Lodge.
You just pulled that out of your bird dogs, for sure. That was well done. I can't wait to open my I mean, the thing is, we've been sending them for 122 episodes. We've been misstating what my email is or whatever. But yes, that is my Instagram.
that is his Instagram. Something else we're going to ask of you, listener, is I know this is quite a bit of ways, but next month we at Gaytriarchs are co-hosting a Halloween party with our friends at the Queer Family Podcast. Jamie Kelton at the Queer Family Podcast has reached out and said, "Hey, should we do like a Halloween party together with like a bunch of gay families?" And I said,
"Any excuse to get together."
And Gavin said, "Is there a bar?" And we said, "Yes, there will be a bar." So he said yes. So next month, Saturday, October 25th, we are going to be co-hosting a Halloween party. Now, this is 2 hours in Manhattan at Sugar Mouse. There is a link in our bio to the Eventbrite if you click on our bio. And it's just going to be a couple hours. You can come in costume if you want. We'll have candy for the kids. There's a full bar. There's you can order food.
You don't have to bring your kids if you don't want. You can get dressed up or not get dressed up. You can just show up and come hug us in real life. Which, by the way, you say it's a really long ways away, David, but let's face it, it's basically December 31st already right now. So
it's basically a different December.
The party,
right.
The party was 2 months ago. Sorry you missed it. But
anyway, we're excited to see you guys, listener out there. Please come and join us, whether or not you're a parent or not, or whether or not you like us or not. Show up. It'll be so fun. It's just 2 hours, 4 to 6 p.m. We'll have a little runway for the kids, a little section where they can show off their costumes. And there's arcade games there. It's a really fun place. So please sign up on our Eventbrite, and we really hope to see you there.
I don't think you're actually touting just how cool this place is. Also, remember, Sugar Mouse, it's basically it's not a Dave & Buster's exactly, but it's almost like old school games and lots of, it is arcade style, but it's, it's a little more downtown bluesy too. And with shuffleboard or whatever that game is called and foosball and, all sorts of cool things. And the kids get to run around like mad if they want. But, and be sure, let David know in his DMs how much you find the time inconvenient. Because that was a really big discussion amongst us, whether we should do it from, 9 to 11 in the morning, 12 to 2, 4 to 6, and lots of discussions of nap time. And by nap time, we mean David's, because he is actually older in spirit than I am. So please let David know how unhappy you are with that time.
No, I chose this time because it was initially 2 to 4. And I said, I still have a napping kid at home. I will not be coming to this. And they were like, what about 4 to 6? I said, I will be there. So please join us 4 to 6 p.m. You could do it before your Broadway show. You can get a sitter. Don't bring the kids. Who fucking cares about the kids? But there will be lots of kids there.
So I do need to confess one thing about my kids this week. Okay, David?
Okay.
So my son plays a lot of soccer. I spend a lot of time on soccer fields, and I really enjoy it. It's very fun. And he's very good, and boy, does he love soccer. But I have been noticing something of late. I don't know if any of those coaches, which, by the way, one of his coaches, I think, does regularly listen to this. Shout out, listener Matt. I don't know if this has been instilled in him or taught to him, or he's been observing it, but he's doing full-on Meryl Streep European style injuries, and I think exaggerating some of his falls occasionally. Like when it looks like he's being tripped, he doesn't just fall down and do a face plant. He does like a triple Lutz in the air, and then he does this amazing job. And now I should not be jinxing myself here, because the kid is hurt and he's tough and he pushes through pain, I think, quite well. But now sometimes I stand there, and while the first time I saw him theoretically injured on the field, I couldn't breathe. And if somebody had said something to me, I would have immediately burst into tears, because to see him hurt makes my soul hurt desperately. But of late, I'm going to hold off, because I'm watching him not writhe around in agony, but he does a very slow, face down into the ground. And I mean, the whole team is kneeling around him. And then he pops up and he plays the rest of the game. I'm just saying. Now, again, I do not want to put bad vibes out there into the sports,
But isn't that part of this?
Yes.
Like the theater of it all is all. I mean, it's like, do you remember when Tanya Harding like put her boot up and then because she said her laces broke and she was like crying and she was like, my boot laces. Like, isn't this part of the game in soccer?
Direct relationship to soccer. Yes, exactly.
Okay. Well, you were talking about soccer. I had to gay it up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, listen, soccer can be pretty gay, but you need the referees to make calls in your favor, and I mean, they're from a very young age, whenever they miss a call that they think is wrong. I mean, every single one of my kids does the kind of like throw their hands up like, what the? To the referee, and the referees do a good job of ignoring it. But anyway, I will report back later if I'm possibly able to see, like, is this just really good at fine acting or not?
I think it is. I think there's like a little fine tuning where like, yes, you actually got your shin got kicked, but also I could probably dial up the volume a little bit if it benefits me. You know what will also benefit us is our listener. So Gavin and I were tossing around ideas for episodes that we could do in the future, what could be fun. We, as you know, never plan ahead on this podcast, but we were actually thinking about the future. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be really fun for our special guests to be a few of our listener? And I was like, if maybe we do like quick 5-minute interviews with, I don't know, our top 5 listener. And I thought that would be kind of a fun thing. So we're going to put it out to you all, listener. If you're interested, would it be fun to be our guest on the episode? We'll do, I don't know, a couple, or we'll have to figure out how many of you are interested. And we'll do like a quick 5-minute rapid fire interview of you all. And then we'll do a whole episode devoted to our devoted listener who's been with us for now 123 episodes. We want to do it for you. So if you're interested, if you want to kind of be a guest on Gaytriarchs, please DM us. First DM Gavin your dick pic, and then DM Gaytriarchs if you'd be interested. And we'll make it happen. I think it could be really fun.
All right. So, looking at our outline here, because we are prepared and we do our homework, David, it looks like you might have a dad hack of the week.
I actually do. And my husband reminded me of this morning. And it's a thing I found on TikTok, which is obviously everything I've ever done in my entire life I've found on TikTok, whether I baked it or it's a parenting hack or whatever. But I decided to try it because our dinner times, I don't know about yours, are just always terrible. It's always hard to get anything out of my children as far as what they did that day. I'm like, hey, what happened at school? They're like, nothing. And I was like, I saw a photo of you holding an alligator. And so I saw this TikTok hack and I was like, fuck it, I'll try it. Gavin, it works like a charm, and we will be keeping it for the indefinite future. The game is called, and if you've seen this, you've seen this, High, Low, Buffalo. And what it is you go around the table and each person says a high of their day. It sounds very like corporate speak, but you say something that good happened to you today. Your low is something that is bad that happened to you or something that made you sad.
Sure.
And your buffalo is something you just make up. So I'll say, my high today was I had a really good workout and I felt really good about myself. My low was I had a really bad headache and it wouldn't go away for a couple hours. And my buffalo is I flew to space today. And the kids laugh and they think it's so funny. It has been magical. I have found out stuff that's gone on at my kid's school. I found out that a kid was bullying my kid. I found out what my daughter had for lunch. Like there's stuff that they would have never told me had it not been in the context of this game. So this game has worked really well for us.
I wish I had this dad hack 10 years ago, but I will actually see what I can do with my with my teens as well. It's just absolutely pulling teeth to get them to tell me anything. Everything's fine, which I guess is good. I mean, hopefully that they're not.
Yeah, but then when you start actually getting information from them, you're like, it wasn't all fine. There were really good things and really bad things. And so I'd be interested to see here how this works with teenagers. Okay. But it's the buffalo part that I think gets them excited because it's fun to lie because my children love to lie.
So no lie, I have a DILF of the week. And
our transitions, by the way, today, fire. Our transitions have been amazing.
So Tom Daly is just a light in the midst of a world of burning mayhem, right? And all of his knitting, everything, this, that, and the other, and his fine ass and his little diving trunks once in a while, but also just the fact that he's just this like sprite of a person who goes around spreading love. But you know what? He's not our DILF of the week. I had to make a pivot today. And you know why? Because Jimmy fucking Kimmel is the only DILF on the entire planet for the next who knows how long. And if you know, you know. And he does have children. And hey, that salt and pepper beard.
Yeah.
So
I would totally sleep with Jimmy Kimmel. And now he has more time to sleep with me. So I hope he sleeps with me. But yes, we're obviously
that frown upside down.
I know. Well, we're making light of obviously a very dark situation, but this is a comedy podcast first, and we are
also
just
Kimmel,
devastated.
He's legit funny and legit hot. So
no, I'm not joking. I would sleep with him. To be fair, I would sleep with a lot of people that I probably shouldn't, and it would be under duress because Jimmy would be like, "I'm not interested in you," and I'd be like, "Too bad." But yes, you know what else is not interested in me?
What?
Our top 3 list.
Gaytriarchs top 3 list. 3, 2, 1.
So this week is my week in honor of my excitement of fall and Halloween coming up. I wanted to do what are your top 3 witches? Again, like every fucking week, it could go a million different ways. I struggled so hard to do top 3. I didn't want to do any honorable mentions. So I was like, you know what? What are the top 3 best witches from my life, my gay life? So number 3, obviously, Sabrina the Teenage. She raised me. Sabrina Spellman, by the way, I found out online is her last name. Spellman. Come on, writers. Can you get a little bit less on the nose? Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Number 2, Ursula. What a queer icon.
Yes, icon.
Ursula the Sea Witch.
Yes.
Oh my God. And that body yada yada.
Yes,
oh my God. Living for it. Living for that witch.
And to be clear, not when she takes human form, because fuck that.
I don't like her.
Everything about her big drag queen.
I want those tits spilling out of her.
When she makes her transition, yes, those boobies just go bodacious forward.
And then she becomes like the big version of herself, and her tits get even huge. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's everything I've ever wanted in a sea witch. And number 1, my favorite witch of all time, because she is in my favorite series of all time, Hermione Granger.
Nice.
Now she's a mudblood. She's Muggle born, but she is a witch. Yeah. So what about you? What are your top 3 witches?
Okay, I mean, I know this is, I just couldn't get it out of my head. And I'm like, you know what? Then when I think of witches, I am going to go with her because she's obviously fantastic. And I do mean in the movie version, obviously. Number 3 is Elphaba. Cynthia.
Of course, Elphaba Throp, obviously.
Number 2 for me is all those women over all of time immemorial who were burned at the stake because the patriarchy couldn't take them actually having an opinion and sharing knowledge. So to all of those thousands, maybe millions of women from the Renaissance on who burned at the stake, they are also my favorite witches, okay?
I love that we're having an in memoriam for the Salem witches on Gaytriarchs.
But then my number 1 favorite witch is my kind of adoptive sister, Charlotte. Now, why on earth would that be the case? And, Gavin, you have an adoptive sister? Yes. Long story short, I'm very close to a family. And
why do I think this is not going to be short? But continue.
And and she's a witch. She's 4 years younger than me. She has her her coven. She considers herself a very spiritual person, and she has lectured me and given me lots of historical lessons about the European patriarchy burning all the women who were of a certain age, who had certain knowledge about the herbs and forestry and whatnot. And of course, the church couldn't take it, so they just burned them all at the stake, burned the witches. And I think that she is very she's very methodical and thoughtful about her witchiness. She's not like Wiccan. She's French. And so she's not like, no, I'm not going to make up some religion. She's like, you know what? If I were in Asia, I would be considered a shaman, but I'm not a shaman. I'm not Asian. So I'm a witch. So my pseudo sister, I shouldn't even say pseudo, but Charlotte has her own Instagram account devoted to her witchiness, and it is at wildandfree.academy, spelled the American way. So that's my favorite witch. Shout out Charlotte Grenet.
What fun for our listener to hear your top 3 list be somebody that is private to your life that only means something to you. That's really fun for everyone to participate in. Okay, now that we are done with my list, it's obviously your turn to choose the top 3 list for next week, which I know you're ready for. What is it, Gavin? You motherfucker. You're in LA. You had a 6-hour flight to think about this.
So for next week, I want to know what you think are the top 3 inappropriate Halloween costumes for grown-ass men. So today on Gaytriarchs, we have Bryan and Jon. David, they're cousins, or as they like to say, they're biological twin cousins, anyway, one is a dad, one is a bon vivant 40-year-old zaddy without the kids. They have a podcast that is infinitely higher quality than ours, despite being like fucking babies in the podcasting sphere, just like they started last week. But we can't wait to be new best frenemies with this biological twin cousin duo, which, again, makes no sense to me, but our IQs are in the toilets. So I digress. Please welcome to the show the hosts of the fabulous podcast Out Loud and Laughing, Bryan Ruiz and Jon Ruiz. Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Jon, how have Bryan's kids driven you bonkers already today?
Considering there's about 1,300 miles between us, I have to say today I'm going bonkers just missing them. I love them. I really do. I live in Florida. Bryan lives in New Jersey with the kiddos, but trust me, I've got some tea on them. So if you
oh, good.
Yeah, this is the time. This is the time to spill all family secrets, personal and professional.
Yeah.
It will come out, I promise.
Okay, good. All right. Well, then, okay, fine, Bryan. You're the daddy. How have your kids driven you bonkers to already today?
Well, first they woke up and came downstairs. So
Already a problem.
Just
yeah.
leaving their room is a problem. But so Kenzie, my oldest, started kindergarten last week.
Nice.
Yeah, super cute, whatever. But somehow she has now entered a new era. I call her B era. And she is total bitch mode, and it's not even like the standard like 3-year-old sass. She is now like her vocabulary is like, "Are you kidding me? No, Dad, I'm good." Like almost like that adult bitchiness. And so I'm blaming K-pop Demon Hunters and the second graders that she's now playing with at aftercare. And I am a firm believer that she should be a boss on the streets, but at home, tone it down a little bit, girlfriend.
100%. I have a daughter as well. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and my 3-year-old girl, I'm like, she's like strong-willed. She won't listen to anybody. She's a total nightmare. I'm like, can you save that for when you're a young woman working on your career in the big city?
Right.
Now, can you just defer to a man? I would really appreciate that.
That's obviously so universal that you want them to be bullheaded and strong and leaders, but not until they're 18, please.
Yes, it's too much. And also K-pop Demon Hunters, we've been talking about for weeks on this show. Yeah. It has totally taken over our household, like it sounds like it has for you.
Honestly, it's taken over our household, but I am not going to lie, living for the soundtrack.
Soda Pop is a bop.
It is. It's my anthem.
Yeah, it is 100% my anthem as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Guys, I feel like the fourth person in a threesome right now.
Come back in.
I'm sorry, Jon. You're here. Jon. Sorry, Jon's here too. Great. Well, I feel like you guys represent the yin and the yang of me, because like Bryan, you and I actually live very close to each other. We have similar age children. Yes. Jon, you're living in Florida, which is where I escaped from. So tell us about Florida, Jon. How does Florida feel in this political climate?
Oh, it's been really wild. I grew up in Florida. I just spent 15 years out in San Francisco and moved back recently, probably in the last 2 years.
By choice.
And it's been pretty incredible.
Really?
There was a little bit of a separation there. Me and my ex-fiance called it quits, and all for the better. I think the worst part of that story now is Florida. But I'm here, and there's this whole thing in the news about the rainbow sidewalks, and it's just very much prevalent here. But I do want to say, I want to shout out St. Petersburg, Florida, where I do live, is like the San Francisco of Florida.
It's so gay there.
It's amazing. It's a lot of advocacy. So.
You're dealing with a lot of shit down in Florida right now. That is for sure. I mean, talk about extremes of both sides, huh? I mean,
but St. Petersburg especially. So I grew up not too far from there. My grandmother and a lot of my family lived in St. Pete. Back in the 90s was not the place to be. You did not want to go to St. Pete. Now it is fucking Brooklyn. It is so cute. Everything is like craft beers and shuffleboard and irony and stuff. It's very cute and very gay.
Very gay. Everybody has avocado toast.
Everybody.
Okay, so
that's how you know you won.
Yeah, that's true.
When you have avocado toast everywhere coming out your ears.
That's the liberal agenda.
Along with the gay agenda, just as long as there's avocado toast the morning after. So
will you guys explain to us what is your biological situation?
Yeah.
Brian, that's on you.
Yeah. Well, because I'm 3 months older, so I can tell the story.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So John and I are lovers and cousins.
Okay.
We
It's only girls 'cause
have
we're
this. So John's dad and my dad are brothers, and John's mom and my mom are sisters. So 2 brothers married 2 sisters.
That's
And they
fun.
decided to have kiddos around the same age. So John is 3 months younger than me. So that's why he has a more, polished face.
Mhm.
He's younger. And he's gay. I'm gay. And we both grew up literally 2 blocks from each other as well. So I also grew up in Florida. So we were just like, I don't know, let's start a podcast. We think we're funny. And if not, whatever.
Yeah. Fuck
off.
everybody. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
off. Wait, so wait, how did the mamas and the papas come together? Like, were the dads besties and they introduced what?
Or were the dads sleeping with each other and decided to live a straight life instead? Fun. Yeah.
There was an exchange of goats.
Okay, got it.
And then 2 fathers shook hands.
I mean, the boring part of all of it is their dads, our mom's dad and our dad's dad, like they were friends in Cuba and they all migrated over kind of different years. And then when they all hung out here, they kind of met. So that's the boring part.
Yeah.
The funny part is they probably met in a swinging club and they all just like took turns. But,
100%.
whatever.
Also,
I think we have a family wreath, not a family tree.
just proving the conservative agenda. Immigrants create gays. This is
There you
why
go.
this should not happen. This is why I'm saying.
I agree.
Yeah.
Send them home. Send them back.
Send them back.
Send them back.
And so then, Brian, how long have you? Well, I mean, not how long have you been a dad, but what was your fatherhood journey?
Yeah, it was boring. It was surrogacy. No, we my husband Adam and I decided to have babies. We went through an agency, so fun. But it was like red carpet treatment, which is what we wanted. But yeah, we ended up having literally. So we had a girl, Kenzie, who's now turning 6, and then we have Ollie, who's 4.5. He's my little gremlin. Plenty of stories there. But yeah, we have same egg donor. Adam and I split, so we have DNA on both kiddos, and they were both born in Little Rock. Our surrogate decided to. She had Kenzie, and then when Kenzie was 10 months old, she's like, "I'll do it again," and we were like, "We're gonna take you up on that." So yeah we have now. What we call the best mistake we ever did.
The most expensive best mistake you ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Also that.
John, I saw you when he said Little Rock. You gave like a little arm swing. Was that in honor of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, right?
Well, no. Maybe you're better with this kind of stuff than I am. I'm not a pop culture guy. It was more of a ding 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 moment.
Sure. But I recognized the arm. It was a very specific arm movement. Wait, so Brian, you and Gavin and I all kind of did almost identical surrogacy, 2 kids, split the DNA journey. So my question to you is, and this is my scientific data, is your second one the nightmare or is your first one the nightmare?
The second one's our nightmare.
Yes, it's consistent across, I feel like most 2-kid families. The second one is the nightmare.
The second one is, he is so lucky he's fucking cute. That's all I say. But I will say, all 3 of us did surrogacy, but John keeps trying the natural way. He's just not having any luck.
Honestly, same. I'm trying for a third. It's just not. It's just a lot of disappointment.
If I'm being honest, I don't even think I'm putting it in the right hole. So,
to be honest, well, John, now in this case, also in this family makeup, are you the Gunkle, or do you have a name? Do they have a special name for you?
Oh, do they have a special? They don't. They call me Uncle John, which I love, and that's conservative and right as it should be. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Family values.
They're like, they call me faggot, and you're like,
They're like, yo, girl. I'm like, yeah, what up, bitch? And she's like, I can get some Starburst, and I'm like, sure, if I get the pink ones. Yes. They call me Uncle John, and they're my babies, and it doesn't, whatever they call me, I would still spend the same amount of money on them. I will win every staring contest. And if I lose, I will remove all the snacks. I hear kids like snacks. So.
Oh yeah, it's a definite commodity. John, I'm curious how it felt like watching your twin / family member become a dad. Was that like wild to watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been incredible to watch Bryan and all of his endeavors, and I think because of the proximity of our relationship, that it's it's not just been the children. It's been, him meeting Adam, him, the wedding, living abroad, and all of these amazing parts of his journey that Bryan's taken me along on. So much so that when I come over, I have a special spot right in between them in their bed. So it's really nice, Yeah.
That's again gay agenda. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
No judgment.
On the middle spoon.
When did you guys figure out that you were both gay, or who came out to who first?
Oh, I don't even think we've even really unpacked this on our podcast.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
No, because John and I have talked about it, obviously. Not that we're gay, because we're still closeted, but we definitely have talked a lot about, like, we were actually pretty insular in our journeys. We really didn't talk to each other about it because I think we were so confused by ourselves. But it was until we found each other as gay men, because we found each other's family for the longest time.
I thought you were going to say until we found each other on Grindr.
Literally what I was
that
thinking.
Would be
I
weird.
was like, Snippy's, Grindr, like what was it on? Yeah.
Well, we're more old school. We were on Craigslist.
Oh yes, Craigslist personals.
M for M.
Oh, that was do you remember the Wild West? That's Craigslist person. Like, you could roll the dice and get some real great trade, or you could get murdered in a dumpster.
Or a
both.
couch.
Or both
Also.
if you're lucky. Yeah.
It was a poo-poo platter of options. But honestly, John and I became close as gay friends then, after we were best friends as gay cousins. So that's why our dynamic's really interesting, because now we can talk about, like, family dynamics and then also who John fucked this weekend. So, like, it's like a fun little, like,
Why am I
wear
the one
many
that had
hats.
to get fucked?
Why am I the bottom?
Why am I the bottom in every story?
Well, then that definitely leads us to your podcast. Tell us about it and why'd you start it?
We started a podcast because John and I always think that, well, growing up, we were always the ones that were sitting next to each other at the Thanksgiving table. And then by the end of the meal, we were always the one that got separated because we were being too funny and loud. Mm-hmm. And we were like, we think we're funny. We should bring it to the world. Sure. And John and I also realized there's really no gay podcast out there. I'm just kidding. But
what podcast exists with two gay men just talking about themselves incessantly, like, an hour a week?
Who the fuck is doing this? Really, so we did it. Yes. No, but honestly, like, John and I are like, we have a lot to say. And so if no one wants to listen to us, that's fine. We'll just say it to each other.
Yeah.
And then I think John, like,
and what stemmed out of that was the fact that, like, and if nobody listens, right, what a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
The kids will be able to see us and our thoughts and our beliefs. And by then it'll be age appropriate, I hope. Maybe not. We'll see how it ages. I think it's whatever. That's just I'm biased. No, but we also realized something that we didn't even, like, set out to do is we found it to be something very therapeutic for ourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It brings us joy on it. We'll come into a podcast about how stressed we are about work or the kids or whatever it is that's happening in our lives. We'll get out of, like, recording and we'll just be like, God, we feel so much better. So
yeah,
for so many reasons.
Yeah, the form of it kind of helps deepen your relationship in a way that you would not have maybe naturally otherwise. Yeah,
we
talk about things that we've not even talked about in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah. David and I definitely we definitely get on the studio, debrief our time. We have completely different personalities when we're debriefing reality, and then we turn on to performance mode, frankly. But it is cathartic and joyful and whatnot.
No, the personalities are the same, but the content is it's way darker. It's way more like, I don't know if this could go on the show. But there is, all kidding aside, there is something to the best art, which is obviously your podcast on ours, to it always being born out of, like, I wanted to do this thing. I love this thing. It doesn't exist, or I want it to exist with us. And so I just made it, not thinking of, like, how can we market this to the most amount of downloads and make sure we leverage that for advertising dollars. Like, no, we're going to do something great, and hopefully that stuff comes.
So you just started your podcast just 9 months ago, right? It's just been your passion project of 2025, assuming it goes on. But what's your favorite episode that you've had so far?
Well, I know that I think together, Bryan and I really found a lot of value and a really great piece of content out of the Letters to Our 12-Year-Old Self project that we embarked on.
Nice.
He wrote his independently. I wrote mine independently. We came together, read them live. Neither of us had heard them, and it was just really touching. It was really, really touching.
What a
there
great
was something
idea.
so therapeutic about writing a note. Yeah, you're writing literally a letter to your 12-year-old self when we were all four of us were confused. We were all wondering what's happening with our bodies. Why do I look at that person, man, differently? And we just wrote these letters, and it felt, we did it during Pride Month because we like a good theme. And I don't know, John and I definitely were crying, and it was nice. And we kind of, I don't know, that's our favorite emotional episode for sure. Like that's our baby.
But we have some like the game show ones are my favorite funny ones where we like do is it gay stuff. Yeah,
those are my favorites as well. David, can we please start playing more games on our podcast, please? Can you?
Well, should we get our producers and our interns and all the people who work who are in staff for us to do that, because you and I don't have time.
Do you guys have any help producing yours, because it's a pretty well-run ship?
It is a pretty well-run ship because we are part of a conglomerate called Ruiz Incorporated. No, it's just John and I like you guys. We are scrappy like you two. I think what's fun though, and like what you two do, is just pull each other's strengths where you can, right? Yeah. Like David, you do everything, and then Gavin, you just kind of hang out. So it works out.
But Bryan, you kidding aside, you actually hit the nail on the head. Gavin is ducking out of the camera right now because he's so embarrassed that he doesn't even show up sometimes.
There have been times.
Do you know those TikToks where it's like? Do you know those TikToks where it's like the wife's like, "Hi, I'm the wife, and I do this," and he's like, "And I'm the husband." And he's like, "Hi, I'm the wife, and I do this." Yeah. That's me. I'm the cut to. Bryan is the "Hi, I'm the wife."
So now Bryan's the bottom. Got it. Kidding aside, podcasting. I think we all go into this with a I have this idea, and so we'll sit in front of a microphone for an hour a week, and we'll record it, and then we just upload it to the apples, and we forget that there's 10 hours at least of curation and organization and editing, and you do a really beautiful website and all the logos and all the. It's a lot of fucking work for obviously $1 million, which is what I'm sure we're all.
We're being funded for sure. Yeah. People are. No, but John is giving me too much credit. John is he's our editor, and he is our graphic designer. He is our creative director, basically. I try, and then he's like, I'm going to go in there and fix it. And I was like, that's fair. And then I'm kind of our biz dev guy. Like I can talk to Gavin all day long and get us on this podcast and let's have a kiki. So yeah, we work well together.
There's a great point that Bryan pulls up that basically we overlap too. Like where I fall, Bryan picks up, and where Bryan falls, I pick up. And I think that just makes for a really great dynamic between the two of us.
I love the idea. Oh, sorry.
My neighbor is saying hi.
Oh, and you're like, I'm recording a podcast. I was gonna say, I have a similar relationship with my husband. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, what do you, the red or the black? I think the red. He'll go the black. I'm like, the red.
But you're wrong.
You know what I mean? This was just a formal ask of your opinion. I knew I was going with a red.
I was just flattering you. Flattering you and being polite. So this is an excellent job interview. So we are definitely ready to hire both of you to basically do all the stuff that we can't do. So this is great. This was
we can pay them 100% of our advertising dollars.
Have you guys gotten in trouble at all with the pod?
We're not that cool yet.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, most of our biggest troubles have just been John and I fucking up. So John and I was in St. Pete, and John and I are like, this is going to be amazing. We're going to do a couple of things together, and we're going to do some really stupid shit. John is a full-on Disney adult, doesn't want to admit it. So we had an episode where he was coming out as a Disney adult. The audio was fucked up. Haven't released that one. So we have some of those where we're like, we're probably going to have to redo it. But those are bummers when you're starting a podcast and learning, because we're like, oh, that one was good, and then John and I go back in and we're like, oh, fuck it, we can't use it now.
Yeah, it is. We have Gavin and I have a mutual friend that is a real pro podcaster who makes obscene amounts of money, and I think what is our third episode, Gavin, I forgot to hit record, and we did an entire episode with an interview, and I was telling her about it. She goes, babe, we all do that. It's canon for podcasters. Everyone has to record it. Everyone has to do a big fuck up like that before you kind of get into it. And so I will never forget that. It was an hour of tape. Yeah.
What do you plan to do with the podcast going forward? What are your big plans for 2026?
Oh, that's such a good question. John and I haven't even really discussed it. We're just kind of going with it. John and I are just kind of like, we take it day by day. Well, we're having fun, but we're doing it in an organized chaos way, I will say, because I definitely have trickses for us where we're very organized. But I think what John and I have been good at is we're kind of going with our gut. So like there was like literally like a few months ago, John was in a relationship. He broke up and we were like, let's hop on the pod and talk about it. Right. So like we're just kind of going with those guys. Right. And I think because if we over-engineer it, I feel like the emotion gets stripped away. And sometimes I feel like that raw conversation that John and I end up having, whether it's funny or serious, I don't want to lose that. So as much as like we want to keep doing this, I see John and I doing this for years, you know, because we're going to be making millions in the next few months, fingers crossed. Yep. But we're having fun with it. And if we lose that, John and I have said we're no longer going to do it. Whenever John and I have almost gotten into some tiffs about this, we reset and we say we should never argue about this podcast ever. And so now we never
unless there are 2 commas in our paycheck, and then we can argue, because then it's worth losing a relationship over $1 million. But,
oh my God, John, tell them what I made you sign.
So we'll know. And that's hysterical, because from the onset, we even like came 50-50 to the table. This was him and we signed a contract. And we have a contract that whatever happens here, it's split down the middle. We'll get emotional on the back end, but the parts that can get really nasty is just right down the middle.
I get emotional in the back end too, but it's about a different
in a different way.
It's a totally different way. But I'm really curious, because you guys have you guys are set up in an interesting way to where this grass is always greener on the other side, as far as having kids or not, is you get to watch it in real time. So I'm curious for both of you, do you look at each other's childhood or childless life with envy, with like, oh God, so glad I'm not doing that? Or like that's what I'm curious about, because I often kind of, maybe we all do as the parents, kind of like, God, what would it be like to have 4 hours with nothing planned today? And then maybe on the other side, it's like, man, I'd really love to have my own kids. So tell me about that.
What do I think? Do I have envy for John? Yes, of course. I love John's life. I think he has a great life, and there's always envy there. But yeah, I agree with you, David. Like, it would be fucking nice to just lay in bed till 9 a.m. if I wanted to.
Oh my God.
Like, that alone.
That's a lifetime. Do you ever look at the clock, Bryan? And you're like, I've lived an entire life. I'm exhausted. I've got to these 3 things, and it's 8:47.
I will be texting with John on the weekend sometimes, and John doesn't sleep in late. Don't get me wrong. But if I'm texting John at 9, and he's like, yeah, I'm still laying in bed. I'm like, I have done 4 arguments. I have done 2 breakfasts. They are in the snack drawer about 80 times already. And you're just laying in bed on TikTok. Fuck you.
I am hearing zero empathy. I am a plant father. They have requirements.
Yes, you are a dad.
Thank you. I feel seen.
You deserve that respect as well. 100%.
Wait, hold on. I want to show you something, John. Hold on.
Oh, I thought he was going to turn around and show us his ass.
I'm propagating hydrangeas.
You
for
sure
the spring,
are.
Girl.
Don't get John excited.
Don't make me take my whole computer setup out there and show you my balcony garden.
It's just like you showing all the pictures of your kids. You're like, this is Stephanie. This is Stephanie H. Stephanie R.
He has baby books for his flowers.
Indulge our jealousy right now and tell us, what's it like out in the field right now versus, say, 10 years ago?
Well, versus 10 years ago, there are just many more places to take a shit online. It's so funny. Every time a new app comes out, you think that they've like unlocked something new, and you're just like,
no, all the good guys have been hiding in that app. Yeah. Except it's the same people. Yeah.
It's like trying to clean like wax off of a shiny surface. It's just spreading thinner and thinner and thinner, and it never like comes up. You know what I mean?
What a great metaphor.
So I'm out here shining wax. Sometimes in the fun way, but no, I was actually thinking about it also in the context of like versus having kids or not, and it's just like hanging out with people who can wipe their asses or not, right? When I'm with the kids, they can't wipe their asses. It's frustrating. When I'm with the men who can wipe their asses, they're acting like children, and it's frustrating. So we're really all just in the same fucking sandbox.
I mean, it's so true. But John, do you want to have kids maybe someday?
I really aspire to be a father. My relationship ended when I was 38, so it really put like just a wedge in sort of my ideological timeline of where I wanted to be personally. But I've learned on my own personal journey that expectations mean nothing, and so I have a lot of ways and a lot of time to still find fatherhood. But in the meantime, I just spoil Kenzie and Ollie rotten, and I get to enjoy that, and Bryan allows me that proximity. So
and you get to do that, and then you get to go home.
Mm-hmm.
and then
You get to go home
And sleep in.
You can leave your computer out. It could just be out.
Yeah,
I mean,
without worrying about
it could just be out, which is so amazing. No, that is something I will say that I learned by doing this show. And what are we? Episode 122? 122. No, 123. 123 episodes is that like fatherhood is a very big word, and it's not just I jerked off into a cup and some lab person injected. Like there is so many versions of fatherhood that people find joy and success in, whether it be being an uncle or being a father later in life in a different way. I think we all as dads wish we had kids at a different time in our life, whether that mean older or younger. I think everyone thinks the grass is always greener, but like when I'm on the ground and I have to get up 7 times because they can't find it, and it's obviously right there. These are 45-year-old knees. They're not going to last much longer.
No.
Well, Jon, spill some tea. Tell us about tell us some of your best adventures with your niece and nephew.
Oh man. Well, best times ever is when we're just together, just no agenda. We're in the house. We're at the house. The toys are out. The TV's on. The food's on the table. The food's in the kitchen being cooked. Like, I just love that feeling of normalcy, and I take a lot of great core memories from those moments. But just getting silly, like listening to them laugh, trying to make them laugh, like just saying words like poop, and just remembering how easy it used to be to just find something funny. It's a great reminder of simple humor. I will say one, but I'll give you one, like when because they can both be shits too. Like, don't let the rainbows the rainbow sprinkles hide here. But Ollie, I'll shit on Ollie because I don't have one for Kenzie, but and I love him very much, by the way. Both kids are,
but he's the second kid, and that's why he's the problem.
Kid.
Yep.
But Bryan and I break that dynamic because we're the second kid and we're the favorites. But I digress.
I agree.
Yeah, I thought you would. But Ollie turned Ollie's last birthday. We took Bryan took him to this like exquisite arcade experience. They rented out this whole portion of the a whole bowling alley within the arcade, and with just upteen amount of dollars. I probably put like $60 or $80 on like one of those swipe cards because I was like, "Fuck it, like just have at it, kids." My parents didn't do that for me, and I wish that they would have. So here. So we do all of this for them, and I'm going to speed the story up also to say, after all the prizes, all the tickets, all the candy, all the pizza, everything they wanted, they are screaming, leaving like without that, like we had just like ripped their fingernails out one by one. So it just puts like a good, I'm going to tell you that one in 18 years, buddy.
Yeah. Very, very relatable.
Don't appreciate anything.
It is amazing that like you could have a day where you do water park and roller coasters and ice cream and all the things, and then you don't give them the 37th bag of little muffins, and then you're the worst father of all fucking time, and you should rot in hell.
Or uncle.
Yeah.
It's so Jon, you don't mind?
No, I'm the yes uncle.
Oh, you are. But when you've hit your limit, though, are you able to, discipline and say, no, that's I've hit my limit and pipe down there, kiddo?
I think Bryan has allowed, and yeah, I mean, we just know each other and trust each other enough. Our moral compasses sort of align in many ways, and so keeping them on the straight and narrow is just as important to me as it is to what Bryan and Adam are both doing at home. And so, yes, there have been times where I've had to be more stern and less fun, but listen, the lessons are always there, and we make sure they know them. It's not like unfairness out of unfairness sake. So unless I want the last pink starburst, then it's fucking mine. So,
I mean, is there any other way to parent besides yelling? Because that's our household.
No. And Gavin and I have found success, and we both don't have a moral compass. So it's been really easy to align.
Yeah,
Same in this
the veil is
household.
evaporating. Yeah,
Because when you first have these kids, you're like, I am going to be the perfect father. I am going to gentle parent. I am going to love them. We're going to make, macaroni frames. This is going to be great. Then they get home and you're like, fucking shut up. Like we had our kids love boxes still, even though they're 4.5 and 6. And like they fight over who gets the bigger sized box that comes in the Amazon, whatever, to the point where like Adam literally took both boxes and said, no one gets boxes, and he threw them out the door, and they literally looked at it on the floor in the yard, and he's like, now go to bed. And they were both bawling, but he's like, I just can't take it anymore. It's a fucking box.
And Brian's kids, when that look that he's describing, it's like precious moments. Like I don't know if you remember those figurines with the really bad, the big sad eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do y'all turn that if you just would have just if I'm ever there and I'm the bystander, of course I feel really badly because they're parenting and I'm like, I'm not gonna get in the way of that. But and now I'm like, right now I don't get macaroni, so I get mad though.
Yeah.
Precious moments.
The like throwing the boxes out, now nobody gets boxes, like that exact argument, not necessarily over boxes, but just the like, then fine, starve, happens every single day at our house. I was literally, so we just moved to a new house where we have a large backyard, but then it borders the other neighbor's backyard and we can kind of see right into their living room. So yesterday I bought these arbor vitaes and I was planting them back there and they come out and they're like, oh, you don't want to look at us anymore? Like jokingly, but inside I was like, yeah, I don't want to fucking look at you. But the truth was, I don't want you to have to watch me screaming at my kids all day, because that's what happens in this house. In this house of homosexual is me screaming at my children, feeling guilty about it, and then not being
the model gay parents that everybody thinks that we are. So So Bryan, tell us a shit story from the trenches. What's one of those times you will never forget when?
So mine's actually a full-on shit story.
Oh, love it. Those are my favorite kind. No,
I mean, when it comes to the gays, though, shit doesn't scare us. But in this instance, basically, we were potty training Kenzie, all good, and we were like, with it. We could talk about potty training for days. I was home with her when we were doing the whole pantless potty training, where she was just, walking around with a shirt on, with her vagina just hanging out.
Yep.
Which she'll probably do again in college. Anyway, so essentially I'm on a work call presenting to a client. And so she's at her table playing with her Play-Doh. All of a sudden I look, shit all on the floor. So I'm in this debacle now where I'm like, my daughter has shit on the floor and I am presenting to a client. I could do one of two things here. I can stop presenting and clean up shit, or let her play in it while I finish presenting.
I don't even know which way this goes.
I can't.
There's no right answer.
Yeah.
So I just shit on the floor then too. No, just
You're like, what is this? This is not going to add any time to my cleanup story. Let's just see what it's like to shit on myself during a call.
Let's just shit. So I actually ended that conversation very quickly. I was like, guys, thankfully I knew these clients. So I'm like, my daughter just shit on the floor and I need to go take care of that. And she was literally, this was like a movie, like when you're running slow-mo and you have like a second, her foot was about to go down and smash it. And I got her just in time. But cleaning shit off a floor, guys, especially not after a fun night with a man, is very different.
It's very different. And also what I've learned with my own personal like shit, like those shit everywhere stories is like the first step is the hardest. I'm like, where do I begin? Right?
Yes.
Like what do I take her somewhere, but now I've got shit in my hands. I can't open the doorknobs. Do I clean up the floor, but now she's run away into a different room and now that's compromised. What is the first step of this program? Because I remember we went to my mom's house in Florida for Christmas, and we walked into my son's room, and it's like you open the door and it smells like the eagle, and you're like, oh God, what happened in here?
Yes.
And you realize he has shit. He's played with the shit, but he's played with it in every nook and cranny of the crib.
Yep.
To where you're like, this. Yep. We just have to burn this at this point.
Yes.
There's no cleaning this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, John actually did that as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I did. When I was 2 years old, I got locked in my room and I said, over my dead body, and I shat all over the walls. And my dad,
showed them.
I sure did. I showed up.
Well, on that shitty note, John and Bryan, thanks for demeaning yourself and coming on our stupid little podcast here.
You've been a delight. Thank you.
Speaking of podcasts, where do we find you? I hope I did the right amount of salesmanship, but I'm sure that you're
how do
found.
People find your show?
Where Michelle Obama's podcasts are found and where Gaytriarchs is found, but any secrets to getting through to you guys?
No, we're trying something more innovative. You can find us on really any AM station on radio because that's like the new wave.
And if you send $1, and we'll send you a cassette tape recording of this.
Yes, a burn CD.
It might come carrier pigeon. No, we're available on OutLoudandLaughing.com. We are on your Spotify's, your YouTubes if you want to see our ugly faces, because we are there. Mm-hmm. Follow us on all the socials. You know, we're trying to do all the things because we just like looking at ourselves.
Same. Relatable. Thank you for bringing your cute little faces to us, and we'll be out there. We appreciate you. This frenemy ship is gonna go far.
We're gonna do bad things in this world together.
Oh yeah, this isn't over, guys. We're gonna continue this.
Not over yet. And I'm gonna come back with a child, and you're not gonna know where it came from.
Yes. You're like, this mom wasn't even looking at the playground, and yoink. Yeah.
Fatherhood.
Thanks, guys.
So my something great this week is about me. And only me. And I hit my 200-day streak on Duolingo for my Dutch course. And I'm very proud of myself because, you know, you think like, oh, it just takes like 5 minutes a day, every fucking day. And it is a ton of fucking work. And I still think I don't speak any Dutch. And then every once in a while, somebody like, how do you say this in Dutch? And I think, I can mostly say that. So I'm very proud of myself. So something great this week is I hit my 200-day streak on Duolingo.
You should feel great. I feel great about that too. But will you please just give us a sentence of some kind? Just titillate us all. Make something great for us by telling us some Dutchness.
Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. It means I speak a little bit of Dutch.
Little Dutch. Yeah. Even I could have figured that out.
Goedemorgen
means
good morning.
Even more. Good.
Goedemorgen. It sounds like Guten Morgen, right? Because you're right next to Germany. You just do the G with a G.
I am looking for dick all day long.
Ik look for dick all day long.
My something great is also all about me.
Yes.
This week, so my daughter is doing some new clubs. She's in high school. Oh my God. And she's trying out some new stuff, which I'm really proud of her for doing, like spreading her wings and exploring stuff. Because I would say she's often reticent to do new stuff because, frankly, doing new stuff is scary, right? The other day, she went to a club informational meeting. She got in the car. She said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. She gets home later. She's like, I'm so not going to do that. And David, guess what?
She fucking did it.
Something great is I kept my mouth shut.
Not possible. Not possible.
I did not fight her on it. I didn't make sarcastic jokes. I didn't lecture her on how she needs to think about the future. I kept my mouth shut. And in that awkward silence, she said, no, I'll give it another try.
So you won, Gavin. You won parenting. You won it. You won teenageness. It's all about you shutting your mouth, honestly. And that's the secret to this podcast is when you shut your mouth, amazing things can happen. And that is our show. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general compliments, you can email us at GaytriarchsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge at The Stake.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts and send Gavin Lodge a dick pic.
Thanks, and we'll burn you at the stake next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs.